Well, if it isn't one of my favorite builders. Fancy seeing you here. What's that? You live here? Well, never mind that. Here's the thing. We've all been under a lot of stress lately, and gosh, that adventure into Giegler territory, plus your usual 9-to-5 building gig? Mental health is a serious thing, and it's also my duty as Chief Safety Inspector to make sure everyone's doing all right. Recently, it's just come to my attention that we could all use a little checkup. Care to answer a short survey? Swell! Thanks for being so easy to work with. To contrast, I usually have to wait till Penn's asleep before I can get him to fill anything out. But that's neither here nor there. On with the survey! Keep in mind that your answers are totally confidential and will not be shared with anyone, so please don't hesitate to speak your mind. Firstly, how often does thinking about your battle with the Gieglers trouble you? And how often do you feel like builder work is just too much to handle? Right, got it. Last question. How do you usually relax when you're stressed? Lying. Lots of lying. That can't be good. Well, it looks like you're hanging in there. But I think that time at Gecko Station and all that work you've been doing lately is starting to get to you. You really should be careful. Mental health is no joke. Well, that'll do it for the survey. Thanks for being patient. I'll be analyzing everyone's results. You know, if it so happens that people are feeling down, I think it's only right that the church get out and do something about it, don't you? Anyway, we'll be in touch. Thanks again!
Mabel! He's doing it again! That's it? I want this cat gone! Out of here right this minute! Get rid of it!
So glad you're here! You like kitty cats, don't ya? Well, our new friend Banjo here is in a bit of a pickle. See, he can't seem to stop marking territory around the ranch and everywhere in our homestead. Now my pa wants to kick him to the curb! But I know just what to do. Banjo just ain't got a place he feels like he can call his own, what with all the other animals getting their scents all over. I take it you've heard of a doghouse, yeah? Well, I got together with Hattie on the issue, and we came up with something we're calling an animal house. I've got the diagram for it right here. Can you build it up for me? Maybe this will cure Banjo's affliction, and he can safely be a pet again. Swell! In the meantime, we can keep Banjo safe at your house, at least till he's got a place of his own. Great! I'll take Banjo over right now. Oh, and before I forget, here's the diagram. Well, looky there. That there's a cat house if I ever seen one. All we can do now is hope that this improves Banjo's condition. Thanks a lot. We'll make a critter lover out of you yet. Hey, speaking of, you thinking of adopting any of the animals in town? They ain't just cute little companions. They'll go get you some cool stuff too. It's super easy. When you have a close relationship with them, they'll stick with you like family. Just build them a bed in your home. If you don't, then, well, they gotta sleep on the ground, and you ain't a monster, are you? After you adopt them, you can name them whatever you want. But take it seriously, okay? Don't be like my old man, naming me after a yak mill. Oh, and take this pet whistle. Don't matter how far your little critters are. Give this a blow and they'll come running. Alright, that's about it. I ain't gonna talk your ear off no more. I'm gonna go find some cute little animals to play with.
Fantastic news, newbie! You're being promoted, and your first task in your new position is to build and place a yak mill stop over by Gecko Station. Here's a diagram. Bye-bye now. Huh? Well, no, you'd be making exactly the same, just with this additional responsibility. It's more about the prestige of being promoted. That's my builder. You'll do great in your new position. I'll...
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That ball of paper. Can I have a look? I think it might be mine. No, I didn't mean to litter. I'm sorry. I dropped it out of my window in a fit of frustration earlier. Thank you. It suddenly occurred to me that I'd written a particularly beautiful sentence on this piece. I'm sure it seems strange to rifle through trash finding a single sentence. But to a writer, inspiration comes but at a moment's notice. But I couldn't remember what it was I wrote. Let me see. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. No, that's awful. No one would remember that. What was I thinking? The stars glisten with the light of 1,000 lives. A diamond, an oath, a promise. This sentence, what do you think? You're too kind. When I was a child, I thought stars were like diamonds. I wrote as such, and even the teacher thought my similes were beautiful. My classmates, they didn't understand. They didn't like it at all. Perhaps. We were young at the time, after all. But I've always been in a special situation. My mother is an actor in musical theater. Due to this, she was always adorned in fine gems and jewelry, so I had seen many of them from a young age. Since coming to Sandrock, I've almost spent all of my savings. As a writer, I don't have much of an income before each release. So, in order to stay here and write my books, I need an income to supplement my daily expenses, and I can't just ask my family for more money. So, my wondrous, amazing, kind builder, I have a request. For the sake of helping those in dire straits, eating nothing but the specials at the Blue Moon, could I ask you for a discount next time I need your services? You're too kind. But no, I was joking with you. Don't worry. I'm not quite at that level yet, thankfully. I'll pay you whatever you need. Well, today has been enlightening. Thank you so much for your inspiration, and also for keeping me company. But I really have to run. These articles don't write themselves, you know.
How are you? I take it you got our letter? My, that Burgess. That child went around to everyone in town to check up on their wellness. He has such a big heart. The results he came back with, I must say, were rather shocking. 80% of those who took the survey reported that they were at least suffering some form of anxiety. Some from the Gieglers, some from the state of things. So I got together with our resident expert in fun, Katori here, and... Well, Katori, why don't you tell our fine builder friend here what we came up with?
It's my pleasure, Minister. I must thank you again for getting the church to support this project. See now, way I see it, the only cure to these psychological drudgery type have you do, how do you do's is one word. And seeing as Gecko Station has recently become unoccupied, we now have the opportunity to turn a negative into a positive. I present to you sand sledding. But we won't call it that, no, too simple. We'll call it sand running. Sounds sleek and sophisticated, something the youth can identify with. Our tourism profits will quintuple overnight, and the mental health crisis, I assume, will also be resolved.
This is where you come in, Builder. We need you to help us build up some of the things involved in creating such an attraction.
I've already explained our needs to Mianne. She'll be making the sand sleds. I need you to help us make the sign-in table. Here is the diagram. I drew it up myself. When you're done, please install north of the old Giegler building.
How lovely! I love it when a plan comes together. Looking forward to seeing what the two of you come up with.
Good eye.
Oi,